Hey guys, welcome back to the Frugal Life with Mercedes. If you are new to my channel, hello, I am Mercedes. Today I am going to be talking about vitamins. I actually got a message on my Instagram. I'm not going to say the person's name because I don't know if they want me to or not. But I had a follower message me on Instagram and ask if I would talk about the vitamins that I take. Primarily, this person was asking about magnesium, which I take. So I want to say first and foremost, I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional of any kind. So please talk to a medical professional, a healer, whatever it is that you are into, whoever it is that you go to for medical advice, medical consulting, please contact that person. Everything that I'm saying is my own personal experience, and that is right for me. Now, any of the vitamins that I talk about today, I am not sponsored in any way by any vitamin companies, by anything. I'm just Mercedes, and these are the vitamins that I take and that help enrich my life. So I am going to tell a little bit of my medical history, and yeah, so I'm going to tell you guys, all about the vitamins, and there's going to be a larger part of the video that's going to be specifically about magnesium, because that was the subscriber asked me specifically about magnesium and the benefits of magnesium, and then said anything else that I wanted to talk about vitamins was welcome. So and all this you can do research wise, but I don't mind doing a video on it. And just so you guys know, if you ever have video requests, you can leave a comment down below. You can email me. My email address and information is in the About Me on my channel. You can also feel free to message me on Instagram. That's also perfectly acceptable. I like getting video requests. It lets me know that what you guys are interested in, what you want to hear, all that kind of stuff. So, okay, we are going to go into my medical history. So I've said in previous videos, I have struggled with depression, anxiety, mental illness since birth, essentially. I actually have videos on my channel about my mental illness. I don't know exactly what mental illness is. I have specifically, I've been told multiple things, and at present I am not seeking to have any more tests or analysis done on that. For now, I'm at peace with where I am in my journey. However, the things that I know that I struggle with are PTSD, anxiety, depression, and obsessive compulsive personality disorder, and just good old-fashioned OCD. But I have been living with this my whole life, and for a long time I didn't even know that I was having anxiety or OCD. I've been in therapy since I was 18 or 19, and I went for another issue, and when I told my therapist some things, then she was like, well, that's like OCD, and the way you obsess and the way you do certain things. And I just was like, no, that's just me. Like it's like it never even clicked that some of the stuff that I was doing, like I'm very ritualistic, and I'm very, I like routine, and I like things a certain way. And it's really funny because people that know me, I get told that I'm a hippie a lot and a bohemian, which I do identify as a bohemian, But so there are a lot of things in my life that I'm really like loosey-goosey on, and then other things it's like I'm very much like, no, like this has to be just so. And so it's like a constant struggle, and a constant it's just a constant thing in my life. The other things that another thing that I've suffered with for a really long time were migraines. I started getting headaches at about 8 years old. And they just kind of progressively got worse into puberty. They became so bad that they turned into migraines, but I didn't know that's what it was. I just was like, these are just terrible. And I would never throw up, but I would get, and it wasn't even that I was nauseous. It was just like I had no appetite. I couldn't even drink anything. I couldn't eat anything. I just had no appetite. I just had to lay around. They were very, very debilitating. And then when I was 14, we actually went to a neurologist, and I was, describing this to the neurologist, and they were like, well, you have migraines. And then they were like, they ask you all the questions and stuff. And I had an MRI done at 14, which was incredibly scary. But my dear sweet mother, she actually took me to a tanning place, and she asked them if I could sit in a tanning bed, the type that looks like a clamshell almost. And she said, my daughter, she's 14, she's gonna have an MRI, and a tanning bed is somewhat similar to an MRI machine. And so they let me sit in there, and it obviously was not the same, but it did help me a little bit to know what to expect. And it was really scary in there, and it was just like, ugh. And especially to be 14 and to be told by a neurologist that you might possibly have a brain tumor, because they're trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with you. So fast forward through all that, I was on all sorts of medicines. I was actually on an antidepressant at 14, not for depression, even though I had mental health stuff, but all this didn't come out until later, because certain antidepressants are linked to helping with migraines. Now the thing is because nobody knew that I had mental health issues, they had me on antidepressants not for that, and my moods were all over the place for the next few years, and I just was kind of like a mental case, and they weren't helping with the migraines, and it was just a rough teen years. They also had me on vitamins, but I was on pills, and the vitamins did not help. I think I was on like B complex, and I don't even remember. I was probably on 5 or 6 different vitamins, and I took them religiously for years, and they did not do anything. I was told to stay away from MSG. I was told to stay away from processed food. I was told to, blah, 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 blah. I literally followed everything they said to a T, and nothing helped. And I suffered with migraines. Let's see, I am 29. I suffered from migraines from 8 to 28. So 20 years of headaches and migraines, and especially around my period, like the 2 middle days of my period, I would have a headache for 48 hours straight, if not longer. And it was just like clockwork. And, I just would feel terrible. So I went to go see a chiropractor. And I'd never seen a chiropractor before, and I told him, all this stuff. I had mental illness, and they had me on antidepressants, even though I didn't even know I had a mental illness, and blah, blah, blah. And the first thing he said was, well, when was the last time you had blood work done? And I was like, I've never had blood work done. And he was astonished. He was like, you never had a neurologist or a doctor or anybody mention getting blood work? I was like, no. I didn't know at 28 that it was uncommon to have ever not had blood work, especially with having migraines and headaches for over 20 years. So I was like, okay, I'll get blood work done. So I got blood work done, and that showed that I was deficient in a lot of stuff. And although it did not work out with the chiropractor, him and I had creative differences. I am always going to be thankful that he was the first person to be like, he was like outraged that nobody had ever suggested that I get blood work done. And the thing is that I have to take responsibility as well. I just thought that you don't get blood work done unless a doctor tells you to get blood work done. I just like, it never even dawned on me to have blood work done. I just never even thought about it. So, yes. So that is how I found out that I was deficient in the vitamins that I am going to talk about. So sorry that whole thing is really long and complex, but I think I feel like it's important for you guys to know that it's not like I woke up one day and was like, I'm going to start taking vitamins for no reason. Like, I think there are people that are taking vitamins because some Insta famous person or some whoever takes them, and that's your right and you can do what you want, but I don't want to put anything into my body unless it's completely necessary. I am not anti medicine at all, but modern medicine, as far as like, I used to take some pretty strong migraine medicine and it did nothing. Like, it did not even take the edge off my migraines or headaches at all. So I think that medicine is a very important thing, but sometimes but it is our responsibility to take our health into our own hands. If you feel like you're not being listened to, whether it's your gynecologist, your dentist, your orthodontist, your neurologist, your chiropractor, whoever it is, if you feel like they're not listening to you, it's time to get a second opinion. It's time to make them listen or move on. And this is something that I'm really working on, because I wish I would have known years and years ago that to get blood work done, because they did put me on vitamins, but after years and years of it doing nothing, I just stopped taking them. So when the chiropractor showed me the stuff that I was deficient in, one of the big things was magnesium. And I never thought about magnesium or anything like that. So this is the magnesium that I take. I also sometimes take a store brand magnesium. This one just happened to be on sale, and it's 400 mgs. So this is what I take. I take magnesium. I take this once a day. It's 4 droppers full, so they're big droppers, and I take 400 milligrams a day. I take these in the morning. Then I take 125 mcgs of this is vitamin D3. So it also showed that I was deficient in vitamin D. Now, most people are actually deficient in vitamin D. But so the thing is I'm pretty much dairy free, and you get a lot of vitamin D from cheeses and milks and all that kind of stuff. So if you're a vegan or dairy free for whatever reason, you're probably deficient. Another thing is too, I go outside every day, and I'm not just talking like walking from my house to my apartment. I love the sun. I'm out in the sun every chance that I get, but I wear sunblock and I wear hats and parasols and all that kind of stuff to protect my skin so I don't age and I don't get skin cancer. So when I told the chiropractor this, he goes, well, that's the problem. He's like, in protecting your skin with sunblock, you are not absorbing the vitamin D. So it's kind of like a catch-22. It's like, keep my skin looking young and cancer-free or being vitamin D deficient. So I take 6 drops of this every morning. Then I take a liquid B complex and I take 2,000 mcgs a day. And that is basically, I'll just show you. It's like, it's 1 full dropper. So you just go up to the line and that's what I take every day. And B12, you'll hear a lot about this with vegans. A lot of vegans take a B12 supplement, and there's a lot of controversy as far as B12 and all that kind of stuff. But when I had my blood work done, I basically had no B12 in my body at all. And again, that is because B12 primarily comes from eating animals and animal byproducts. So I eat almost no meat and I'm almost completely dairy free. So the chances of me absorbing it, of absorbing B12 is very unlikely. Now it is in cereal, like fortified cereals, and it's in like almond milks and different things like that. But apparently I'm not getting enough of that. So when he saw that, he was like, I don't remember you telling me that you were a vegan. And I was like, well, I'm not. I was like, I'm mostly dairy free and I'm mostly meat free, but I don't identify as a vegan. I identify more as like plant-based, which is a video, a topic for a whole different video. So again, there's a lot of controversy around B12, but I do take this because that's what I was deficient in. Then, because I have anxiety and depression and a whole slew of things, I have taken antidepressants twice in my life. Once when I was 14 for a couple of years, and that was linked to the migraines. The pill that I was taking was actually supposed to help with migraines, and it didn't. And then when I was in my early 20s, I went on an antidepressant to help with my anxiety. I was having panic attacks. I was having debilitating panic attacks every day, like literally every day. I thought I was having a heart attack on a daily basis because I was having anxiety so bad. So I couldn't function. So I had to go on something. I was on that for about a year, and then I worked it out. And again, I'm not antidepressants or anti-anxiety medicine. It's just, for me, when I'm on it, it makes me less myself. It makes me feel not like myself. I'm a very spunky, high energy person. And when I'm on antidepressants, I'm kind of like a shell of a person. And that's for me personally. So I'm always in a constant struggle. I have to keep my mental health in check. But if I don't feel like myself, then that's also going to mess with my mental health. So I take a CBD oil, and I do 6 drops. I do 6 drops of this a day as well. Now it says here serving size 10 drops, but if I take any more than 6, then I get trippy dreams. It's almost like a Beatles music video. I don't like it. It's too much. So at least with the CBDs, you want to you want to like build up to it, like maybe do 1 or 2 drops and then see how that makes you feel. Now this can cause you to be sleepy, so I take this at night just to be on the safe side. I am a care provider, so I have clients with special needs that I take care of, so I have to be like alert when I am with them. So I get this at a health food. There's like a, I don't want to call it a health food store, but these ones, the other ones come from a vitamin shop, and the CBD oils come from this herbalist old lady. Like, I don't know, she's probably like 90. It's like a hippie store, but it's like completely legit, and she's got the vitamins there too. And you know, it's the good stuff. Like, it's all, you know, some CBD oils are just crap, but this stuff is actually good stuff. So that really helps. So those are the stuff that I take. Okay, now to the part about magnesium. Now this is the part of the video that was requested by a viewer. And I did write some stuff down just because, again, I am not a medical professional, so I will not remember all this. Now the person that requested this wanted to know what are the benefits of magnesium and how to possibly know if you are magnesium deficient. Now, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, just because you have any of the symptoms doesn't mean that it's magnesium. It could be a whole slew of other stuff. And the best thing to do is to get blood work done. The other thing is too, you don't want to just go out to the store and buy magnesium or any of these other vitamins or any vitamins, because some vitamins can be deadly based on different health conditions that you have, different medicines that you're taking. So please, you know, as important as taking health into your own hands is, you also want to be smart about it and make sure that whatever you're going to take is the best for you. So, benefits of magnesium. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body. So magnesium helps with gene maintenance for creating and repairing DNA. It helps with nerve system regulation and muscle movement. It boosts exercise performance, fights depression and mental illness, such as low levels of magnesium. It's believed that low levels of magnesium in our modern food are part of the problem. So a lot of our food is not high quality. So if you are eating all processed foods, which a lot of us are, it's not the same thing as eating foods that come from nature. And so when you don't get magnesium, it's hard for our bodies and minds to function properly. And so magnesium deficiency can also be linked to depression and anxiety as well. So in a study, it said that adults that get 450 milligrams of magnesium a day, it's just as effective as antidepressants. So that's, if you take 450 milligrams a day, it's as effective as an antidepressant, and it's natural. Magnesium can also help with diabetes because it helps regulate our blood sugar. 48% of people with type 2 diabetes have low magnesium levels. Magnesium can also help lower blood pressure, and it's anti-inflammatory. So chronic inflammation is linked to aging, especially premature aging, obesity, and chronic disease. Migraine sufferers are more likely to be deficient. So if you are a migraine sufferer, chances are you have a magnesium deficiency. It also reduces insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is an impaired ability for your liver to absorb sugars and to processed sugars. And so insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes go hand in hand. Again, I don't know much about diabetes. No one in my family has it, so, you know, I'm not an expert in that. Magnesium is also good for PMS symptoms. It helps reduce water retention and improves your mood. Again, if you have a lack of magnesium, then it really can affect your mood. And then that's also a reason why there's a lot of women that are suffering from severe PMS issues. Now, I don't suffer from PMS. That's not an issue that I've ever personally had. I actually don't retain water or anything like that. The biggest thing was on my period, I would get a headache. Other than that, it doesn't affect my body. But I know that there are women that have severe, I forget what it's called. For some reason, I think it's called severe PMS syndrome or something. If you guys want to comment down below and let me know what it is, I'm not really sure. But I know that there are women that it's like, it's very bad. The recommended doses for men, adult men, is 400 to 420 milligrams a day. The recommended dosage for women is 310 to 320 milligrams a day. Now, again, that's something that you'll want to talk to your healthcare professional about, because it depends why you're taking magnesium and what you need it for. Foods that have magnesium in them. So if you're not really into taking supplements, maybe you want to do this the food way. This is just a few things. There's lots of foods that have magnesium in them. This is just to name a few. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, cashews, spinach, and Swiss chard, but it's said that they have to be boiled. I don't eat spinach or Swiss chard, so I don't really know anything about that. Dark chocolate, black beans, avocado, and salmon. How do you know if you have a magnesium deficiency? Again, mental disorders such as anxiety, depression, a lack of emotion, and mental numbness. So if you I think, people call them brain farts. If you constantly are having brain farts and can't really think of what you're gonna say, that might be a magnesium deficiency. And again, there's a whole slew of other stuff that it could be, but that is a possibility. Osteoporosis is actually linked to a magnesium deficiency. Now, a lot of people think that if you drink milk and eat dairy and all that, that it actually helps with osteoporosis, but actually, because of all the sugar that's in dairy products, it actually sucks away calcium instead of giving you calcium. So there are studies that are linked to the more dairy groups have, the higher risk they have of osteoporosis. And also people that have what would the word be for that? People that have a long history of a magnesium deficiency are also linked to osteoporosis. Fatigue is another thing. If you feel chronically fatigued and you don't have any other medical, situations like MS or different diseases or disorders, then it could be a magnesium deficiency. High blood pressure. Now, again, high blood pressure has many factors. There's a family history, there's diet, there's lack of exercise, genes, and whole slew of things. And high blood pressure actually runs in my family on both sides, so it's something that I try to keep in mind. Asthma has also been linked to a magnesium deficiency, and that has something to do with because magnesium helps build genes and DNA, it can also help with the linings of our lungs. So if you don't have a strong lining of the lungs, then the lungs aren't going to function properly. And again, the cause of asthma is linked to so many different things too, but a magnesium deficiency can cause asthma, and it can also make asthma symptoms worse. Irregular heartbeat. I don't really know much about that, but apparently that is another symptom. And I don't think I said this, but muscle cramps and twitches. So if you get a lot of Charlie horses or, twitchy muscles and different things like that, it's quite possible. And I know I've heard people say that, like, if you get a muscle cramp, then, like, my husband gets them if he doesn't drink enough water, but when he gets enough water, he doesn't get them. And I've also heard that that can be a potassium thing, like, eat a banana and a Charlie horse will go away. So, and I take liquid vitamins. It's just a personal preference, but liquid vitamins can supposedly be more efficiently absorbed into your body and quickly absorbed. So as soon as you take a liquid vitamin in like 30 seconds, it's there, versus if you take a pill, then it has to dissolve and all that kind of stuff. But also, if I take pills, even the liquid capsules, I get indigestion, and nothing gives me indigestion except for vitamins. I can take a birth control pill, I can take a NyQuil pill, I can take ibuprofen or Tylenol, and I don't get indigestion. But if I take vitamins of any kind in pill form, I get indigestion. So liquid is what I choose. And some of them taste terrible, and but it definitely has its benefits. And the other thing I want to say about magnesium is the day after I started taking magnesium, the headaches stopped. Now, when I say stop, I don't get migraines anymore. I've been taking magnesium for over a year. I don't get migraines. I haven't had a migraine in over a year. I still occasionally will get a headache, but it's a very dull headache. And now on my period, I don't get a headache at all. And the only thing that changed was taking magnesium. So it's definitely been a saving grace for me. And I do take the 400, but that's because I use it for the migraines and for the antidepressant properties. But again, you need to discuss your dosage with your healthcare professional. So I am sorry that this video was so long, but I am really passionate about taking control of our bodies and health and wellness awareness, and also because this video was requested. So thank you so much to the person that requested this video. I appreciate you. And if any of you guys have any video requests or questions about me or anything like that, please comment down below, email me, message me on Instagram, check me out on Instagram, and please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And until next time, guys, bye.